The only thing we had to sell was what we've done where we've been in the past, the winning.
And Indiana with the immediate gut punch.
I wanted to be a role model for the kids in my community. You can be different from everybody else. Make something of yourself.
I try to treat every game the same, but it's significant.
Luke Lachey, he grew up just a couple miles from the famous Ohio Stadium.
I thought it was great because our fan base loved it too. The fact that we had somebody come in here and had that kind of confidence to say something like that, he totally believes in himself and the system that he's used for the 13 years he's had as a head coach. So there's no doubt in my mind that he believes he's going to win because he said that, and he's done it in every place that he's been.
I thought it was important that I set the bar high right away and set an expectation level that we're not irrelevant. We're going to be very relevant, and we're going to be relevant quickly.
Rourke looks down the field, going down the field for a big one, and Surratt's got it!
I would say Indiana University is definitely an underdog.
It's another Indiana touchdown!
A lot of people knew we had Coach Cignetti and the staff come in. A lot of them knew that we had a lot of transfers come in, but a lot of people still just didn't believe that, we'd be able to come together and put a season together, other than us here in this building.
They've always been underdogs. However, they were favored when they went to UCLA for the first road game of the season and the first Big Ten matchup of the season, and they proved that they were not an underdog in that ballgame.
Open. Williams.
They won that ball game going away against UCLA.
Touchdown! What a call.
Coach Cignetti brings a swagger to us here. It kind of instills confidence in his players when we go out, even in practice or on Saturdays making plays. And it's just something that we need to be used to and not like a surprise when we make those big plays or we're winning big games. It's something we're used to that he's prepared us for.
A one, a two, you know what to do. Indiana, 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 we're all for you. Hey! We will fight for the green and crimson, for the glory of OU.
It's important to the people that love Indiana that, yes, we can, and here we are. Let's all get on board and pack that stadium and have pride in Indiana football.
Touchdown, Hoosiers! I'd
say this group probably has a little chip on their shoulder, something to prove. And I felt like we'd come a long way in a short time, but we had to put it on the field. And up to this point, I'd say we've done fairly well.
Are you an underdog?
I operate best when I got a chip on my shoulder, yes. Absolutely.
You hear me say whoa?
Whoa.
We say whoa.
Whoa.
Can they beat us?
No.
Will they beat us?
No.
Money on me, get money on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah, if you had on all orange, then you had like the blue jersey, blue cleats, and then you go white gloves. You wildin'.
First whistle!
What makes Pat special is just Pat. You can't fake juice, right? Like, if you're juiceless, you're useless, right? And he is a guy that, even on practice today, he was leading the charge in everything we were doing.
A lot of times I feel like when I have energy, like the rest of the team can feel it, just being a leader and the captain of this team.
Got to go to the end zone.
This will be the touchdown, Bryant.
He is a unique player, got a very unique skill set, big catch radius, really good hands, super intelligent.
Reaching for the pylon, he's in for 6.
His football IQ awareness is at a level that is not very common.
He's focused. Just becomes, I would say, like a warrior.
Completion to one of his favorite targets, and Bryant breaks free for the touchdown.
Football, I see it as like a sanctuary where I can just let everything go and just, just be free and just play the game that I love.
Big dogs, baby. Let's go.
Being from Florida, I never really been out the state much. Going into high school, I was pretty highly recruited. Had an offer from every school in Florida. I just wanted to kind of get away from home, go to a new place, and I felt like, Illinois would be the best option.
Your commitment says a lot about your character. He felt like he made a commitment to Illinois, even at a difficult time. They had just fired Coach Smith.
I got hired on a Friday. Pat signed the Wednesday before I even was hired. And this experience here was the first time that I had an incoming freshman that we hadn't recruited.
Coach B called me and told me I still had an offer on the table. I did a little research on Coach B, saw he was a great coach, so I went ahead and ran with it.
We played him right away because we could see the skill set he had. He plays very tough, plays very physical. 2 years ago at Wisconsin, he played a pretty big role in that. It was the first game where I thought really the play of Pat Bryant affected the result of our game. It was just the beginning of things to come.
Catch is made! Touchdown, Illinois!
That's a one-handed catch by Pat Bryant.
That one-hand catch, that kind of, boosted my confidence. That game, I kind of folded into like a big play, Big Ten wide receiver.
I like to build Lego sets just because it's relaxing and it's good for your brain. This one's 190 pieces.
How many is the Titanic?
The Titanic's 9,090 pieces, so I haven't made that yet. It's pretty cool. It's fun seeing the progress. You kind of take time away from what you're doing every day. A little progress report. Looking pretty good so far. There you go.
This is a good one for getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, it is. Playing football, it's mentally taxing and it's great, but sometimes you just kind of need a break from that.
3rd and 4, caught, dragging him all the way in. Touchdown, Lachey. Touchdown, Iowa.
They call us Tight End University. George Kittle.
George Kittle reaching out with one hand.
TJ Hawkinson.
And guess what? It's a tight end. TJ Hawkinson.
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant hits it for the Iowa touchdown.
Sam Laporta.
Here goes Sam Laporta. Hello, how do you do?
The thing that the tight ends do the best is just kind of filling their role and accepting whatever role they have.
Luke is not a situational leader. You're gonna get the same guy every single day. If he blows out his ankle or if he's leading the team in receptions.
McNamara swings it outside, and Luke Lachey brings it in.
The timeout for player injury.
Nico Reganey came up to me, I remember this. He asked me if I was cramping. I was like, no, not this time. I wish I were cramping. I did break a bone in my fibula and would require surgery.
Luke told me afterwards, he goes, Dad, all I thought about was you. I've had, 10 operations playing football. So basically, when I found out he was getting surgery, I said, hey, welcome to the club.
The way he handled the injury last year probably speaks to his, just who he is better than anything. He basically just jumped in and was an outstanding teammate and really helped all the younger tight ends, helped bring them along.
I think the biggest thing I didn't expect was how much I'd learn from an injury like this. I learned a lot about patience, obviously picked up a lot of new hobbies. The first thing I picked up was reading. I read a book called The Energy Bus by John Gordon. After that, I got into the Harry Potter series just to have a little bit of fun. After I get injured, My roommate Steven Stylianos bought me a Lego set, the Hogwarts Castle. I just come home from meetings and build a bag. It took me a couple weeks, and I feel like that was just a lot of fun.
I kind of like to build model cars when I was little. We'd build them and then we'd blow them up. You know, when we're done with firecrackers. No, he doesn't do that, but maybe that's the offensive lineman then maybe.
All finished. Definitely good for the Halloween festivities and to have this out right now, so it was fun.
I grew up with a lot of guys in the city of Jacksonville, one of the highest murder rates in Florida. Out of that group of about 30 of us, I'm the only one that's really left. Aline Denson, call him my twin because we look alike. We knew each other since like 5th or 6th grade.
They were extremely close. We pretty much adopted him as our son. Just unfortunate things happen to Aline.
You start to see him veer away from sports, you know, turn to the streets. Then I see him on the news saying that, you know, he got convicted of a couple, you know, felonies.
He was incarcerated, but they stayed close and tight while he was incarcerated.
When they came down here for the Iowa Bowl, Pat was actually getting ready to go visit him after the bowl game, and he got the call that his friend was killed in prison.
It hit me, I'm like, damn, he really gone. Ever since that day, it's just like, I can still feel him with me, like no matter what I do. I got a picture of him in my locker. Losing him really like tore me down for a real long time.
It's been tough because of the number of friends that he's lost to death or incarceration. But it's a motivator for him.
I wanted to be a role model for the kids in my community because right now it's just violence, drugs, everybody want to be a rapper. So I just want to show kids that like, you can actually do something, you know, whether it's football, it could be anything, just find a talent that, you know, that you're good at and you can be different from everybody else and make something of yourself.
They're coming out to see us.
I want to do whatever I could, you know, just give back to the community. This team, we're a brotherhood, and I feel like a lot of people got the same, you know, kind of heart as me on this team. So I reached out to the guys. Y'all came together. We did a backpack giveaway, went to a couple schools. Seeing a smile on the kids' faces, you know, going out there, allowing me to, you know, just play football with them and just spread a message and just telling them, you know, keep living life, man. Just try to be young as long as possible.
We gonna go winners on three, winners on three. 1, 2, 3. Winners! Let's go!
It's been a great journey to see him evolve from where he started to where he is right now. Just want to leave a mark as a great kid, a great teammate, a great player, one that people will remember when you say his name.
It's Bryant, it's touchdown.
Well, he's just a kid that, you know, we've been 4 years not real good, right? So to see him get these moments, to see somebody manifest and let his hard work, dream, and dedication become reality, that's why you're in this business.
First time I met Coach Cignetti, it was a FaceTime call a couple of days after I entered the transfer portal. I remember him just kind of talking about his accolades, talking about how much he's won in the past, and I know he had success at James Madison and JMU, and I had to fact check him. It seemed so great to be able to win that much, but it was all true. You know, as a player who's looking to find a new home to play in, the appeal with Coach Cignetti is he is what he says he is.
The only thing we had to sell was what we've done where we've been in the past. and the winning and what we're going to do here, the vision.
How do you sell your vision of your culture? I mean, what's the
Who are you talking about? The high school guys, the transfers? Who?
all of the above? I mean, how do you, is there a
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I'm not sure if y'all seen one of our practices before, but we're fast-paced all the time, and we're just working, and that's what gives us our confidence, knowing that we put that work in.
Yes, sir. Great day to be a Hoosier. Let's go.
Coach Sig, he puts in his time just like we put in our time. He may put in more time than us, he's just not physically. I feel like he pushes me every single day. I just got yelled at the other day by him, like it was my first day meeting him because of some blocking stuff. Yeah, I like being pushed, and I love that about them.
I don't sugarcoat things. I'll tell you how it is. You know, my dad was a coach. 3rd grade, we moved to Morgantown on the sideline for all the games at West Virginia, locker room at halftime, and really never wanted to do anything else. My dad half-heartedly tried to dissuade me, you know, as I got a little older, but, you know. He was a great leader. He led by example. Real honest, hard-working guy. Told you what was on his mind, didn't mince words. I think about him every day. You know, his lessons never die, his impact on me. As I moved on in my coaching career, Houston, Texas at a young age, Philadelphia, Alabama, North Carolina. I didn't get to see him as often, but he lived a good life. There's no regrets there, but his lessons will live on forever.
Let's get it. Gotta finish.
My vision is for this year, we're not result-oriented. We're very process-driven, so I want today to be the best day it can be. I want today's practice to be the best it can be. What's down the road, nobody knows, but I know how we're going to prepare every day for what's coming up.
I feel like there was just a great opportunity coming back for another season.
How's it going?
I told him, I said, hey, if I ever dreamed about playing football again, it's always in my college uniform.
My dad, Jim Lachey, played for Ohio State in the early 80s and was fortunate enough to be drafted 12th overall. Then played in the NFL, mainly with Washington for 11 years.
It was a lot of fun to have that opportunity to go play there and play for Joe Gibbs, a great coach, and get to play for the Hogs. For the last 28 years, I've been the color analyst for the Ohio State Radio Network.
Growing up in Columbus, I feel like it's a lot of kids' dreams to play at Ohio State. I dreamed of that, kind of growing up.
Really wanted to go where it was best fit for him. I mean, that was our goal as a family. Hey, just because I played at Ohio State doesn't mean you have to play at Ohio State. Whatever's best for you. It turned out that Iowa would have been that best fit. I always felt really good about that opportunity, so we love being Iowa Hawkeye football parents. If we're at the same time, I got it on my iPad up in the booth. So I'm kind of calling the game and then looking over here to my left, watching it.
They call each other on Sundays or Mondays just to kind of see what Jim thought of the game, and Luke really appreciates that and being able to have some other input. I'm not really giving blocking advice too much. I leave that up to Jim.
This season, the Ohio State Buckeyes will play the Iowa Hawkeyes. 2022, we had the opportunity to go through it, and that was great, but the Hawkeyes had 6 turnovers that day, so it didn't quite work out for them.
I try to treat every game the same, but it's significant. I know I have a lot of family there, and it's 10 minutes from my hometown, but As far as who I'm playing, it's always going to be the same mindset, just trying to go out there and do whatever I can to succeed.
It will be my shortest drive of the season to one of the games. It's fun to see him out there in the stadium where he grew up going to the games. But we'll definitely all be in black and gold and cheering on the Hawkeyes.
I don't want to get my dad in trouble, who he's going to cheer for. He's obviously has a job to do.
It's my natural reaction to kind of cheer for my son's team. All the guys at Ohio State have been great about it. They've all accepted that I'm an Iowa guy a few hours a day.
We're going to do our Hawkeye cheer that we always do every game, home game, away game, bowl game. This is called Hoosasa. 1, 2, 3. Hoosasa! Hoosasa! Hit him in the head with the Hoosasa!
It's been well chronicled this week. Luke Lachey, he grew up just a couple miles from the famous Ohio Stadium.
Let's start with the obvious. Not too many people get to call their sons' games. What are the emotions this weekend like for you?
It's just been a lot of fun. Briefly saw him in the pregame, got a chance to give him a hug and tell him I loved him and go out there and give it your all. I've been teasing people that I'm rooting for the eyes today, so that covers the Hawkeyes and the Buckeyes. He's caught so many passes in the West parking lot for so many years growing up. Hopefully he can catch one here inside the stadium today.
Fakes a handoff, rolls to his right with pressure coming. He throws a pass that's caught. The receiver, Luke Lachey, dumped at the Iowa 41-yard line. McNamara back to pass, throws up the left side, and is caught by Luke Lachey.
Luke got a chance to get open there. Just a quick hitter. Cade McNamara was able to find him.
It's been a rough day for Iowa's offense, just has not been able to get it going. Halftime is here, and it's regroup time at the intermission. 7-0 Ohio State early on third quarter here in Columbus.
Will Howard under center. Gets the snap, looks, lost it, left corner of the end zone. Jeremiah Smith, one-handed grab for a score as he shoves the defender away from him. Jeremiah Smith with another magical catch. And he just snatched that one like fruit off a tree.
This half couldn't start any worse than it has.
McLaughlin over the ball, snaps to Will Howard, back to throw, lofts that left corner of the end zone. Oh, what a catch made by Emeka Ibuka. Ohio State remains undefeated, and they move to 5-0 with a victory. The Buckeyes defeat Iowa today.
Head back up and some more work. Sort of say goodbye.
Oh, thank you.